it twice.
It's week 2 of the National Football League, and we'll see Joe Mixon. He's coming off a historic game, topping Adrian Peterson's 2007 mark of 296 rushing yards. It's the Bengals.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. The Ravens offense set to go to work, and it's Lamar Jackson now at his 6th NFL campaign who will lead the way.
All the talk of Jackson leaving the Ravens this offseason was just that, talk, as the two sides hammered out a deal that made him the highest paid player in the NFL. And why would they want to separate? When he has the ball in his hands, great things typically happen.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. A collegiate star here in the Buckeye State, it's J.K. Dobbins. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Back deep for Cincinnati, the rookie Charlie Jones. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Jones on the return. That's a 43-yard punt, aided as well by a loss on the return. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Bengals now set for their first possession, and it's Pro Bowler Joe Burrow who leads this offense in his 4th season now out of LSU.
Burrow may be young in his career, but he's helming the Bengals to one of the best stretches they've ever seen. 12 wins last year, which matched the team record, and they made the conference championship game in back-to-back seasons for the first time ever. At the center of it all is the man they call Joey B. 35 touchdown passes last year and almost 4,500 yards.
Now a 2nd and 10. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end, and he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
And that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. Now they go play action now. Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Play action. It's Burrow. This one caught downfield by Higgins. Touchdown, Bengals! T. Higgins, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they score in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long. They're certainly starting to set that type of a pace, and what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
And Hill will opt for the touchback. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
On second down, Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
Good play there by Bateman. Nice catch and a first down. Trying to overcome what was largely a lost season in 2022 with only 6 games played and under 300 yards. Hoping this year can be a big one for them.
Taylor's made the decision. He's going to go ahead and throw out the red challenge flag. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. On first and 10, it's Dobbins. And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. Now an option play on second down. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Here's Jones. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Bengals take over first and 10. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown, they got the stop, and now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could... And that's caught inside the 35! A big play there for Cincinnati. 46 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. Burrow on play action. That one complete once again to Higgins. Touchdown! T. Higgins with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
McPherson now for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Pretty clean and simple there, just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. He'll going to sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Now Jackson going to shift him around. They go play action here on 1st down. Out to his left. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. An option handoff here to Dobbins. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Well, this defense for the Bengals, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Anytime you can hold a team to less than 10 points, your expectation winning that game has to be sky high. In fact, you'd be absolutely stunned to come away with a loss in that one. Could you imagine going to the press conference and trying to explain that?
We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Escaping, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Logan Wilson, the one who got in there and dropped him to the ground.
Already up 2 touchdowns. How about that drive killer of a sack there to add to their good play? This offense coming away with no points now when some kind of score was desperately needed.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Here's Jordan Stout now. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. Here's Jones on the return. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. T. Higgins leading the Cincinnati receiving corps out for this upcoming series. Making his presence felt early in this one. 1st half already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. T. Higgins on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bengals take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary. Or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the 1st half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
On the return is Jones. goes right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. He goes 67 yards on the punt return. And the Bengals are able to add on to their first half lead.
And as soon as they hand a rookie his playbook, they say you better make your mark on special teams if you want to hang around. I'd say returning one for a touchdown will definitely leave a memory.
Yeah, that's a pretty indelible mark here early on in his career. McPherson on for the point after. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And Hill will opt for the touchback. And the Ravens taking the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
On second down, a run. And it's a fumble. And the Bengals grab it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having two hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals have taken a 5-touchdown lead. And McPherson on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And Hill going to sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. J.K. Dobbins leading the way as the offense returns to the field. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or two. They want him to produce right away.
That's why they took him in the first round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future all-pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now to help this team.
And you take a look at this. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. There's Sam Hubbard that time in there to bring him to the ground. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They played the Browns last week, got the victory in that game, and so far so good as they've got the lead here. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Now a 3-time 1,000-yard rusher, Joe Mixon. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Mixon. There's a nice move. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
How about that run? Picks up a first down. Note the enthusiasm in my voice. Remember, last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I think he's trying to get another one in the fold.
And you talked, watching film, a lot about his form and just hitting the hole, running north and south as we... And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have taken a 6-touchdown lead. McPherson now for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon.
Evan McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25. Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 27.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. To throw is Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So a mistake there, Charles, from the rookie pass rusher.
And oftentimes when you make the jump from college to the NFL, you have to adjust to the rules. But in this case, the rule's no different than in college. Once the ball's gone, you can't continue on and get your shot in.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. On 3rd down, Jackson. And he can't escape, and down he goes. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. But the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Out now is the punter, Jordan Stout. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. T. Higgins out on offense with the rest of his teammates for this next drive. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But, boy, he's getting it done, and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
Yeah, he's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now Burrow on 1st down. And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
On 2nd down, here's Burrow. And this one complete to Smith. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And quickly they get to the line. From the red zone now, here's Burrow 1st down. And it's caught. Touchdown Bengals. Irv Smith Jr. has as the first half is winding down. And the Bengals will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And here comes throw number one for the backup QB. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. A final shot before break. Huntley. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the third quarter here. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. Charlie Jones now from his end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. T. Higgins leading the Cincinnati receiving corps out for this upcoming series. A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in the route, or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Back to Mixon on first down. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 31-yard line.
11. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
3rd and 4.
Again, it's Mixon. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Mixon up the middle. Take this into the end zone for Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And Hill will opt for the touchback. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. Huntley going to change the play here. They'll start by running the option to the right. Taking it right down Broadway. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The keeper there turning into a big play of 23 yards, and it moves the sticks. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. He's going to keep this again. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Mike Hilton, he came up nicely there and dropped him behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. Shoves him aside, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Huntley on third down. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Ravens first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down. They're going for it. Huntley working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. Oh, he shifts past him. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Here now, 3rd and a yard. They'll go again with Dobbins. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Yeah, looks like they'll move things around here. To throw, Huntley. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
The tight end in motion right. They go play action with Huntley. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Logan Wilson getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll try to run with Dobbins. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Now Huntley wants to audible to another look. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Logan Wilson. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. Tucker's kick is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Up the middle, here's Edwards. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Again, it'll be Edwards. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Sam Hubbard able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Tucker's kick is good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just got to have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there's going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll try to eat some clock with Mixon. And some space here. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Once again, they run with Mixon. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
11, mighty.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. 3rd down and 13.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
11 MT tape. 11 MT tape. 12.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. McPherson on for the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Hill going to sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means he'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Huntley. Taken down by the Bengal pressure. Sam Hubbard able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to kick it away. Fielded at the 33. A good return there, 17 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL.
Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. McPherson on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. 1 play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25. The Ravens offense back out there. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Sam Hubbard, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. There for the sack, B.J. Hill.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to